Good afternoon. The grammar of the sentence. The sentence of English has many parts which can be grammatically explained. Subject and predicate are the important portions of a sentence. In addition to them, there are smaller units which are also to be defined. The subject of the sentence has a close unit which are also to be defined. The subject of the sentence has a close general relations to what is being discussed. The theme of the sentence that something new is being said about a subject. The subject determines the concord, particularly with reference to the number of the subject. The subject is the part of the sentence. Its place is fixed in affirmative sentence, but it is changed when the sentence is an interrogative and exclamatory one. The subject is a noun or a noun phrase. The noun phrase can have its necessary place which describe the noun and its attributes. The predicate can be a verb or verb phrase. Other elements in a verb phrase describe the attributes of the verb. These elements include all auxiliaries and negation. The function of the auxiliaries is precisely in accordance to rules. Their place are also do not get changed. Predicate can be accompanied with the complement if any. Therefore, a sentence is said to have two main parts, subject and the predicate. A sentence may or may not have an object. In all subject or in all respect, an object like the subject is a noun or pronoun, noun or noun phrase. It is, if it is not a noun, then noun phrase is there. It is not the object, but it is called the complement. In fact, any noun or noun phrase or other phrases can become a complement. For example, he is very intelligent. He came without stopping. He sent directly. In these sentences, the part after the verb is uh, came, sent are not the object. They are adjectives and the adverbials, and there are complements of these verbs, though it is said that a transitive verb and have an object. Means minimum requirement of the sentence is subject and the predicate. The sentence must have subject and the verb. Then in addition to that, the object is there, the complement is there. If there are verb, the verb which comes with the object and the verb which comes without object. The transitive verb comes with object and intransitive verb may occur without object. In some cases it is true, but unlike subject, there can be two objects in a sentence in both subjects and object groups. When objects can have more than two nouns, but unlike in other subjects, the object can have two nouns or noun phrases which their distinct function. Observes the following example. See, the object are of two types, that is the direct object and the indirect object. The complement is of the two types, subject complement and the object complement. The direct object is one of the object that directly related to the subject and its act. The indirect object is one of that object that is complement to the act of that subject. John carefully searched the room. Here It is a direct object is there. He gave the girl an apple. Direct object is there. In this sentence, girl is the indirect object, and we can understand the nature of the two objects by interchanging. He gave an apple to the girl. An apple is an indirect object and girl is a apple is direct object and girl is indirect object. Note that when the indirect object is placed after the direct object, that takes the preposition to or for. This does not happen in the case of the direct object. Rama bought a notebook for his son. Rama bought his son a notebook. In this sentence, the indirect object does not come when there is a no direct object. When a sentence is changed to passive form, and if the direct object remains an object in the changed sentence, it again takes the preposition to or for in the sentence. As we have seen earlier, he gave the girl an apple. An apple was given to the girl by him. The second sentence is in a passive form. When there are two objects, any one can be made the subject of the new sentence when it is changed to passive form. Complement. The complement that describes or stands for the subject is the subject complement. The girl is now a student at a university. The underlined phrase, a student, stands for the subject, the girl. In this noun, it is an adverb. Is used there. The third word, the girl is, and the underlined word is nowadays. Now a student. It can be placed anywhere. His brother grew happier gradually. The underlined happier is an adjective that describes the subject. In this, gradually is an adverb which can be placed anywhere. The direct object can become the object complement as shown in the above example. The example is, they make him the chairman every year. Here the two objects are there. Him is object and chairman is object. In this example, him is complemented by the chairman, so it is an example of the object complement. He crossed the river with great difficulty. The underlined form is adverbial and with a verb complement, with great difficulty. It describes the act of crossing. Verb. Of the many categories of the verb, one of intensive and extensive verb. Intensive verb is always intransitive and extensive verb is always transitive. It rained steadily all day. It rained cats and dogs. The second one is extensive. Extensive means you may say transitive. Though the verb is the same, it has different semantic functions. In the first sentence, it is intransitive, where in the second example, it is a transitive one. Though all transitive verbs take the direct object, some like give, permit, an indirect object, and these will be distinguished as ditransitive verbs. A few verbs like make take an object complement, and these can be referred to as a complex transitive verb. The rest are monotransitive. Another category of verb is static and dynamic verbs. The static verb is one which does not allow progressive form, and on the other hand, the dynamic verb allows progressive form. It was raining steadily all day. Here the dynamic one. The girl is now a student. It is static. John knew the answer. It is also static. Here these three sentences are about the verb forms. The verbs which do not have progressive semantic aspect are static. See the difference. Which do not have progressive semantic aspect. I saw the boy who was playing, or they smell it sour. The verb see and smell have no progressive aspect. The act associated with them is a static one. There can be element in a verb phrase in a finite verb. These elements stands for tense, mood, aspect, and voices. The noun finite verb does not have tense or mood. In a verb phrase, finite or infinite, the verb stands last and one or more auxiliaries to extent precede it. In a verb phrase, the negative not always come after the first auxiliary. It is an interrogative sentence. The subject comes after the first auxiliary. These are some of the examples. We will continue the same in the next part. Okay, thank you. Good day.